Hello and welcome to the partial solar eclipse in Leo astronumerology forecast. I'm Tanya Gabrielle, wealth astronumerologist, and I'm really excited about this one. It happens on August 11th, and 2018 is an 11 universal year, so we're opening that 11-11 portal. So exciting. It's also the final of 3 eclipses in a row, which is rare to begin with. So this one happens at 10:58 a.m. Universal Time London, 5:58 a.m. New York, 2:58 a.m. LA time, like I said, August 11th. And so you're going to find your sweet spot. This is really a moment where the number 11 is so accentuated, so it helps you clear the past, it helps you forgive, to forget, to move forward. And that's what we want to do anyway, every moment, but this is like your call to action, the gateway of being present, so that you're completely embracing who you are, what's happening, who others are, listening to them, listening to your intuition, right? 11 is the intuitive psychic number, so it's all about just letting go of the past and walking through that portal into the unknown. So find that playful, joyful place in your heart, and it will fuel everything you do. Now, I want to mention too that August is a 19 universal month in 2018, and 19 reduces to 10 and 1, so it adds another 1 to the 11 dynamic. So we have lots of ones across the board, and so this whole month will feel like you're undergoing a major new beginnings cycle. So here's the exciting news in the astrology. We have a finger of God, a yod, pointing to the eclipse. This is one of the most sacred geometric shapes in astrology, and it's very, very rare. It usually indicates that a powerful mystical force is in play. So meetings that you have, experiences that you have, will feel more destined and fateful at this time. So something hidden can also come to the surface. There's a real intensity with the finger of God. It indicates that powerful mystical forces are in place. So your experiences and people that you meet will feel destined, like they were preordained somehow. Also, something hidden can come to the surface. There's a real intensity with a finger of God in how you feel propelled to act, like the time is now. Now, a finger of God creates an awakening. It opens up your awareness and creates space for a spiritual transformation and growth. And because it's pointing directly to the eclipse, there's something that's going to be revealed that you haven't seen before, and is going to be so powerful that it will shift you. You know, something that's been unconscious will become conscious once the eclipse is over. And so the 2 planets that are pointing to the sun and moon are going to indicate what this is about. And those 2 planets are Pluto and Neptune. They're sextile each other, and they're focused like a laser beam on the sun and moon. Now, Pluto empowers and Neptune spiritualizes. So you're going to have the courage to speak, to share, to love, to embrace, to change, to empower yourself and transform. And so this is going to be like a new beginnings for you to just move into that place of tremendous courage that is spiritually inspired. So it's not just like a courage that is based on ego. It's a courage that's truly soul-centered, right? So because this eclipse also happens at 18 degrees in Leo, and we're in 2018, that number needs to be looked at. And 18 is about unconditional love and letting go, not being the martyr, but being the person who is completely in their heart-centered, and filled with a sense that we are all one. 1 and 8 add up to 9. And 9 is the final single-digit number. So this is a really big, important message here, because 9 is active and the 1s are active. So we're ending and beginning, ending and beginning. This is the male, female, in and out breath. And it's just really incredible to just go with that wave and understand that if this moment doesn't feel right, the next moment will. You just have to trust, right? Just be in that place of trust. Trust in the divine order of things, right? So going with the flow is even more accentuated here because Mercury is retrograde and is conjunct the solar eclipse. So Mercury is right next to the sun and moon and still in retrograde. So there's a real internal dialogue that can happen, a sense of deliberation and paying attention to your inner message, your inner voice, and engaging with it and actualizing your intuition with great empowerment because of that finger of God, right? So anytime there is a yod, finger of God, it is just such a deeply spiritual, motivating moment because it points directly to something that needs to be seen. And in this case, it's pointing to an eclipse in Leo, which is all about joy and self-expression and sharing your passion with courage and stepping up onto the stage of life with what you have to say, what you have to share, right? So now during any solar eclipse, you are letting go of something. And something is being eclipsed in your past and you're starting fresh. So let's look at some other astrology activations because pretty much every planet is activated during this eclipse to help us see what that might be. So the sun, moon, and Mercury together are square to Jupiter. And this activates a sense of justice, feeling recognized, so you can experience some sense of, am I moving in the right direction? Your mood may expand in a positive or negative way, so just remember that. And you'll definitely feel more optimistic with Jupiter there because Jupiter allows you to express your exuberance proactively when there is a square. Now, guard against taking on too much during this aspect because you want to focus on one project at a time and allow that big inner expansion to happen. One situation, one relationship, one project, one conversation at a time. That's the general rule here. Now, Mercury is square Jupiter as well with the sun and moon, and that means that something is coming to an end because it's ending its retrograde cycle at the same time. So you're readjusting about how you approach your future. And because Jupiter is taking part, you're more optimistic about it than you may have been recently. So since we're in the last days of Mercury retrograde, in this square to Jupiter, you want to look at what is it you want to speak about, communicate, and share. Mercury and Jupiter are at 14 degrees, and that's the media number. It's about communication, about sharing your message. So how can my communication be more positive, more Jupiter-like, more expansive, more inclusive, right? More just? How can I share my thoughts and feelings with more optimism, more positivity, and feel good about what's coming up for me so that I set intentions and visions that are in alignment with who I am in a positive way, right? So can there be an internal conversation that is optimistic where you're making lemonade out of whatever lemons are coming up for you? This dialogue with your soul, with your spirit, is recalibrated now because of this retrograde of Mercury ending while it's square Jupiter. So you want to be very positive and joyful and excited about what's coming up. Now, Venus is very active during this new moon solar eclipse as well, which is lovely because Venus rules love and abundance and just beauty in general. Venus is opposite Chiron, and that brings healing through love. It's a very romantic transit, but it means your romantic life needs to be brought into balance through some kind of healing experience and attention to healing. Venus is also trying to Mars, which is another really big love connection, especially with the trine. So Chiron and Mars with Venus bring a lot of passion, a lot of creativity, a lot of artistic stimulation, and Mars energizes Venus, right? Mars is still retrograde, by the way. So there is an internalization of your sexuality, maybe understanding yourself from a sensual, loving perspective more, how you are magnetic and understanding that at a deeper level. It's very beautiful to have all this wonderful Jupiter-Venus energy around this eclipse. Now, I want to mention again that every planet is impacted during this eclipse. And if you look at the Leo eclipse image to my left, so on your right in the video, you can see that. And this means that your whole life is activated. Every part of you is going to be stimulated somehow, is going to be looked at, is going to be awakened on some level. So be really, really open. Be in a place of receptivity and look at the opportunities that are coming to you that are helping you grow right now and moving forward, of course, right? This is a new beginnings month, as I said. So we have a lot of this light energy as well, because the sun rules Leo, and this eclipse is in Leo, and the finger of God is pointing into Leo. So this means the sun, your internal light, is moving through the 1111 portal. It's being present, it's being acknowledged. It is there. It is not going anywhere. It is with you forever and ever. And you are tuning into that eternal soul, beautiful light being that you are. You are feeling the delight of your life, the delight of your destiny. So this is one of those moments in the year where things really can start fresh. And I want you to take advantage of that energy. It's just remarkable and miraculous at the same time. So meanwhile, have a gorgeous partial solar eclipse in Leo, and I will see you next for the Pisces full moon at the end of the month. Lots of love.